The kids growing up gaming on tablets are going to have all the internet addiction without any of the computer skills. Thermometers are speedometers for atoms. One of the most frustrating feelings in the world is being smart enough to know there's a better way to do something but not smart enough to invent a way to do it. As a kid, teenagers seemed so big and scary because in most TV shows they were actually played by adults in their 20s. Tinder is the opposite of porn site advertisements. There actually are a ton of hot singles in my area, but none of them are interested in me. Watching a graduation ceremony is like sitting through a movie that's entirely end credits. Running from the cops is the ultimate double or nothing. You know you're an adult when you miss trash day and it ruins your entire week. In a span of a few years our parents go from telling us sex is bad to I want grandkids. Talent shows like Britain's Got Talent become much more disturbing when you realize that it's just 4 rich people dangling money in front of poor people and telling them to dance for their entertainment. Baby Yoda's first word probably came after his second word. Nobody cares if their deodorant is 24-hour or 48-hour, they are still going to apply it once a day. Placing hand sanitizers in elevators would probably increase their usage simply because people have nothing else to do. Being an adult is eating the crust not because you like it, but because you paid for it. Sunny D tastes like someone made a bet that they could make orange juice without oranges. When people brokenly speak a second language they sound less intelligent but are actually more knowledgeable than most for being able to speak a second language at all. Your future self is talking shit about you. There is no physical evidence to say that today is Wednesday, we all just have to trust that someone has kept count since the first one ever. The tallest person in the world has physically experienced being the exact height of every other person in the world at some point. The first person who inhaled helium must have been so relieved when the effects wore off. People who don't understand how Clark Kent can pass as Superman have never seen Tony Hawk without a skateboard. Being with people who don't listen is lonelier than being alone. Telling a dangerously overweight person not to lose weight because they're beautiful is like telling an alcoholic not to stop drinking because they're fun. Both concrete and glass are mostly made of sand, which makes skyscrapers just really tall sandcastles. Today is the Mondayest Thursday ever. Gummy worms have more bones in them than actual worms. Being able to do well in high school without having to put in much effort is actually a big disadvantage later in life. During a nuclear explosion, there is a certain distance of the radius where all the frozen supermarket pizzas are cooked to perfection. Anxiety is like when video game combat music is playing but you can't find any enemies. 11 babies have been born in Antarctica, and none of them died as infants, meaning Antarctica has the lowest infant mortality rate at 0%. The sentence, "Don't objectify women," has women as the object of the sentence. Somebody at Google was just like, yeah, just have someone drive down every road on fucking Earth. It would be cool if after you died you could see the top 5 times you almost died. It kinda makes sense that the target audience for fidget spinners lost interest in them so quickly. Avatar, the highest grossing film of all time, seems to have made zero impact on culture. The syllables in "on your mark, get set, go" are a countdown. Since there are 3,600 seconds in an hour, and most people make less than $36 per hour, their time is worth less than a penny per second. It's literally worth your time to pick up a penny from the ground. Security at every level of an airport is absolutely ridiculous. Until you get to the baggage claim. Then it's just like take whatever bag you want. Google Earth is one of the most incredible things ever created by man but is taken for granted as if it were nothing. Being a real grown-up isn't cooking a fancy dinner, it's having a clean kitchen when you go to bed after cooking a fancy dinner. Lamps in video games use real electricity. Coffee makes you hyper, but coffee shops are designed for people to chill, whereas alcohol is a depressant, but bars and clubs are designed for people to be energetic. Night before a day off is more satisfying than the actual day off. Biting your tongue while eating is a perfect example of how you can still screw up, even with decades of experience.